Sports Tonight is back again. We're broadcasting live from Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. It's good to have you join us to talk sports. I'm Austin Okonakman on the show tonight. I'll give you live updates coming from that English Premier League match between Wolverhampton Wanderers and Manchester City. Drama going on as we speak. Ederson has been shown a red card. I'll tell you everything that is going down in that one right there in the English Premier League. Tonight, we'll continue our countdown to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. And the question is, will Nigeria go there to make a difference? Will it be same of the same? Are we just going to add to the numbers? We'll talk about the English Premier. We'll talk about the roads to Tokyo 2020 tonight on the program. We'll also continue to review sports in Nigeria in 2019. We've been talking to the various federations that were actually busy this year. Tonight on the program, we'll listen to the achievements and performance of wrestling and handball, two federations that have really put in the work talking about sports development in the country. Last night, we had the president of the Badminton Federation of Nigeria, Francis Obi, and he took us through the journey of not just 2019, badminton in Nigeria in the last decade, and it's looking good for the country. We just need to do more in terms of sustaining the level of development that we have achieved. We'll talk about the CAF Confederation Cup, Enugu Rangers, and of course, Eimba. They will be busy this weekend. We'll talk about match day 11 of the Nigeria Professional Football League. Can Plateau United keep their fire burning when they take on the decent Abia Warriors? Can Aqua United also prove a point when they take on their opponents in match day 11 of the Nigeria Professional Football League? Can Nasarawa United stun MFM in Lagos? All of the talking points we will give you tonight on the program. We'll take a look at the English Premier League Saturday fixtures. Yes, will get us talking. And of course, Sunday fixtures. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, almost 40, and he has returned to AC Milan. Wow, what do you think about Zlatan? And I think it's very decent. So when some persons were saying his career was over because he went to the MLS, he has proven a point by returning to the Italian Serie A. Zlatan going to AC Milan? When I heard that story, I was like, come on. But Zlatan, I don't know. When he plays football, he's like a superhuman. So, Let's see what he can give to AC Milan. But yeah, that's the story, making a round. Zlatan Ibrahimovic making a return to AC Milan. Of course, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, their rematch. The date has been announced. We're looking forward to that one. That will definitely light up the heavyweights category once again. So much happening in our world of sports. I want you to be part of the program. Talk to us on Twitter, channels_sports, Facebook, channels-sports. You can send us an email to sportstonight@channelstv.com. Tonight, I'll let you feel the power of sports. We've been talking about sports having the power to transform lives. And if you've been doubting the power of sports to transform lives, when you see these reports that we will launch, you've been playing on Channels Television, and look, we support special sports right here. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to feel the power of sports and see the need to support special sports and special athletes right here in Nigeria. Not just Nigeria, it's a worldwide thing, because the Special Olympics, they are also doing a lot for special athletes worldwide. So we'll talk about that one. We'll talk about the English Premier League, so use the hashtag EPL. We'll talk about the Nigeria Professional Football League, use the hashtag MPFL. We will have fun tonight on the show, also talking about the CAF Confederation Cup. Say the CAF Confed Cup, you're fine with that one. We'll also talk about Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Just use the hashtag Ibrahimovic is making a return to AC Milan. What do you think? Zlatan going back to AC Milan at almost 40? You think he's going to make an impact? Talk to us as regards that one using the hashtag Ibrahimovic. And then Wilder versus Fury 2. The date has been announced. We'll talk about that one. I told you it will light up the heavyweights category, and I love it so much. So that's about the outlook of the show. All our top stories can be viewed on our website, channelstv.com, and on YouTube/channels. If you log on to m.channelstv.com, you should be able to download the Channels TV app for any of those devices that you have right there. I'll be part of the show tonight. So much is happening. We're monitoring what's going on in that English Premier League fixture between Wolves and Manchester City. difficult times for Pep Guardiola because Ederson has been shown a red card. He's still goalless, but Pep, more worries for Pep Guardiola. I don't know. I don't know how he's going to come out of that one, but he has hinted that he's not going anywhere. So let's see if Wolves going to give Pep more worries. We're going to keep monitoring that one as the show progresses. Let's welcome Alfred Okoligwe. He's with us in the studio tonight. Alfred, it's good to have you on Sports Tonight.
Delighted to be here, Austin, and what this weekend promises to be. The last edition of the show, Friday this year. Next time we show up here, it's going to be in 2020.
Wow. Doesn't this scare you? 2020 already?
It's past.
Wow.
Just like that.
You know, each time I just hear 2020 is Olympics. Even though I just hear 2020, like the Olympics is here already.
No, the date has been the moment Tokyo won the bid to host the games. We know that it's set, and all of the things that we're doing even from the last Olympics is to prepare for this one. It's a 4-year cycle, and we know that it happens every 4 years, and so it's not as if it's the thing was just fixed yesterday. So while we might not take the opportunity that we have to prepare properly for events like this, the world is not waiting for us. It is a continuous cycle, and people know that in this cycle, people come and people go. It's something that you plan for. It's something that strategically you prepare for, and do all that you can to ensure that you put up a good performance. That's where we are. Beyond after 2020, there is going to be another Olympics in 2024. We know. It's not going to change. It's there. It's constant.
America, we say, don't worry, you can't go to 2020. We'll be preparing you for 2024. They've told that guy in 2016 when he was thinking he could go to Rio. They said, no, you won't go to Rio. You won't go to Tokyo. We are keeping you for 2024.
That's what planning. That's what planning does. That's what long-term goes. That's what people having. People who really have the capacity to really manage these
structures.
Things. That's what structures does for you. I mean, there are systems that you go, they'll tell you that, you know, these athletes will have to, just like you said, we're preparing for this one. The next 10, 15 years, these are the next set of guys that will take care of them. And it's no wonder that you look at, even in age-grade competitions, you look at when they present under 16 teams. 10 years down the line, the under 16 team, they're almost like together. They're still playing, and the understanding is there.
It was Shegun that just said, the boxer. He said he was preparing for Sydney 2000, and it was with some boxers from Cuba. And the way they were preparing, I was like, wow, you guys are really ready for the Olympics. They said, no, they are preparing for Athens. He was humbled. So they are preparing for that. They are not going for this one.
This one? That you think I'm ready?
We will now be preparing now with you. So that's it. 209 more days to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. And I've been asking the question, how prepared is Nigeria? Are we going to do things differently? The Ministry of Youth and Sports, they've been giving us vibes that we were tempted to dance to those vibes. And while we're about to start giving those dancing steps, we pause and say, wait a minute. Hope it's not just talks, because it has to be words and action. The Olympics is a big deal. It's a lot of hard work, and everybody will be involved. I've been talking to different Olympians, not just even Nigerian Olympians, the foreigners, and the way they embrace the Olympics is a holistic view. It's total planning. It's long-term planning. I keep remembering what Falila Togunkoya Motayo told me. She says even when that athlete has prepared, she has a good psychologist, she has good physiologist, she has good dietitian, goes to her house, no lights. Then there's problem. See, look at how she broke it down. So when you are preparing someone for the Olympics, everything must be... In fact, the aura of positivity, the persons around that person should be able to motivate, inspire, push, because it's a big deal. So 209 more days to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Let's see if the Niger Spirit can do it again this time. Niger Spirit gave us 1 bronze at the Rio 2060 Olympics, and that was in football. 2020 football couldn't even qualify. Yeah, reflect. That's what it is. We've been trying to take a look at some sports that can go to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics and impress the Ministry of Youth and Sports. They've identified 11, though they're yet to tell us, but they said that they're picking 11 because they know we can go there and with an advantage to win medals. For us, and Alfred, actually. We've been looking at some of those sports that can actually win medals. One of them, arguably, is wrestling. And Daniel Igali is the president. He's been reviewing some of the achievements of wrestling in 2019. Let's listen to him. When we come back, we'll talk. Don't go anywhere.
2019 has been an outstanding year with the amount of funding we have. Going to the African Championships, winning 6 gold medals. Africa Games, winning 7 gold medals. Going to 3 Grand Prix tournaments, winning 2 gold medals at the international level. Going to the World Championships and winning a bronze medal, the 3rd medal in 4 years. Going to the World Beach Games and winning a gold and silver medal. Getting our first world champion in wrestling was, without a doubt, one of the highlights of the year for me. We've qualified 1. Oduanya Dekore, on the strength of a bronze medal at the World Championships, qualified automatically. Blessing Oborodudu was this close, lost out by 1 placing and placed 7th and couldn't qualify. But we have every confidence that in March, in El Jadida, in Morocco, we're going to qualify a minimum of 6 athletes.
So that's it. Somebody that knows what it takes to win at the Olympics. Daniel Igali, Olympic gold medalist, did it for Canada. We're pleased to have him as the president of the Nigeria Wrestling Federation. And Alfred, look, it's been everything we've been talking about. I'm sure that day that we were trying to get, then we were looking for 9. Ministry made us more worries for us, say 11 now. I think we mentioned wrestling first. Yeah, and when you listen to Daniel Igali speaking, you know they know what they're doing.
They always say, there's this adage in my place that say, whatever a snake gives birth to must belong. It takes an Olympian, an Olympic gold medalist.
Preach.
You know, to really preside and pretend over the process of producing another. Of course, a lion begets a lion. Yes, Daniel Igali would have been, if you want to say, okay, how the system treated him here, you might say, okay, it's not been fair. He went out there. He achieved his Olympic dream. Would he have been able to achieve it with Nigeria? I doubt. He went to the Olympics, 1 gold medal for Canada, but has always been here. With the way he's gone about doing this, you know, piloting the affairs of the Nigerian Wrestling Federation. And no wonder that each time, despite all of the things that other presidents will throw as excuses, okay, we don't have money to, we don't have the, but each time there is something somehow they just keep pushing and they put it in our face that, hey, this is one sport that we can really do very well at the Olympics. And the results are there for everybody to see. I mean, it took him time. 2 minutes is really now the achievements of the Federation in 1 year. And they've not come back empty-handed.
I'm telling you that by next year March, they will qualify more athletes. When they go to Morocco, they will qualify more athletes for the Olympics.
All of the excuses that some federation presidents want to throw up, they are not tenable because there are people who are working. When we know that you are tenacious enough to work, really put in the hard work,
that's right.
The results will be there. And of course, of course, the results will be there to show.
When some federations complain, you don't know. I said, go and ask wrestling. I'm not saying they don't have their problems, but somehow they get it done. I say, go and ask badminton, go and ask handball, even Scrabble. Go for competitions.
Chess.
The problems are there, but these problems must be solved, Alfred, because you can't keep complaining about the same thing over and over again. If you've identified the problem, the next is you're looking for
the solution. If you preside over a federation that is moribund, that's not doing anything, I mean, it's only right for you to give those, because I know that if you preside over this and if you don't make the sacrifice, the necessary sacrifice, it's not as if the world championships are the big ones. Yeah. Let's do the small ones. Let's start from the small. What are we doing at the grassroots level?
What is your state sports council doing? The state representatives in your federation, what are they doing?
That's the question. If you can't say, okay, you want to have the national championship, What of regionals? What of interstates? What of interlocal governments?
You go there, Alfred, you see one table, chair. You won't even see anybody. Look, that's what we keep trying to do, to let persons understand. Look, you can't be a leader of a federation and you gather the assets and say, no, they did not funding. We are not going. They're not a leader.
Like one of my friends will say, lack of no money, whatever that means.
Yeah, we hear that all the time. But this is wrestling. Look, in the last 7 years that wrestling has got us talking, I think when we started talking wrestling, some people, this is WWE. I say it's not WWE. It's normal wrestling, where they fight, they pin you down. That's
what awarded an Olympic medal.
Daniel Igali and his team, they've been able to do, to put wrestling in the face of Nigerians. And they've done competitions.
I mean, if the athletes themselves are looking for a role model to motivate them, the president is there. He's an Olympic gold medalist.
Have you seen where they practice?
He's won. He knows. Of course,
he fights with them. He spars with them.
That's passion. That's commitment. That's what you get. And when you have all of these ingredients, of course, you have something to show.
Yeah, everything. Just about everything rises and falls on leadership. Leadership must lead. Leadership must show the way. Leadership must be the example. And that's what wrestling they've done. Another sports that got us talking in 2019, that made us smile, is handball. Handball at a time, at about 3-4 years ago in Nigeria, dead, almost to be buried. When Samuel Ocheho and his board came, they said, look, first thing first, we must redirect our steps. It's not about just going to competitions. It's not about just winning. How about we go to the age grade? How about we go to the schools? How about we have a league? And now, Alfred, almost every week, you're talking about handball.
Good one for them. We'll see what to do. I know that in time past, Nigeria used to be one of, especially on the continent, one of the leading handball countries. I can't forget that experience in secondary school. I had a games mistress that hated football. She made every member of my secondary school play handball. She practically forced it down our throat. I played handball. And before you know it, our junior students were in Lagos State under 12 or under 15 program. They were playing competitions.
That's it.
They rose to play for the national team.
What she was trying to do was to spark the interest.
It just sparked the interest, and we all caught the bug. We all played handball in my secondary school.
Because she knows you guys will still go back to your football, but just know this handball. Beautiful.
Just know the rules, the 3 seconds rule, how to jump and shoot and the rest of that. They practically brought coaches from Lagos State Coaching Council to come to the schools to do all of that. Before you know it, we liked it. We picked interest, we liked it. And for those who had the passion, who had the skill sets to really go far, they went far in this competition. 2003, I was at the All-African Games, and I saw people I knew in secondary school as part of the Nigerian team.
Beautiful.
Playing handball.
That woman must be commended. Samuel Ocheho and the Handball Federation of Nigeria, you must look for that. Our friends are giving me stress and put her in your Hall of Fame. Let's listen to Samuel Ocheho. He's also been given a scorecard of handball in Nigeria in 2019.
Been a great year, full of activities. At the beginning of the year, we went for the Intercontinental Handball Championship in Kosovo, where our under-19 team came second and the under-21 team came fifth. We left there, went for the Emerging Nations Tournament in Georgia. There we placed, I think, ninth. We didn't do too well, but it was a good eye-opener considering that we were the first African team attending that championship and we're the only African team at this edition. From there, we went to the All-African Games, and also we went to 2 different World Cups at the under-19 and under the under-21 level. So it's been a great year of exposure for handball in Nigeria. Currently, we are in camp for the for the African Cup of Nations coming up in January. We've made significant progress with the league. Since the involvement of Prudent Energy in the league has been moving up in leaps and bounds, we're beginning to discover new players. Players that played under 18 are now playing at the Premiership level. So for me, I think there's been a great development with it. In terms of the league, it's both the men and the women that are playing. So we're trying to discover a new set of women. At the last All-African game where the ladies play, we didn't do too